9. The Preachers of Death.
In Backwoodsman, Zarathustra talked about those who try to escape this world and reach a world beyond. He poured derision on their beliefs, but also showed compassion to them and the error of their ways. The Preachers of Death is somewhat similar, but is a lot more venomous.
There are preachers of death, and the earth is full of those to whom desistance from life must be preached. Full is the earth of the superfluous. Marred is life by the many too many. May they be decoyed out of this life by the life eternal. The yellow ones, so are called the preachers of death, or the black ones, but I will show them unto you in other colours besides.
So, once again, he is talking about those who are seeking eternal life in the afterworld. Since they want to escape earthly life, he calls them preachers of death. And he says that if they want death so much, we should not try to dissuade them, but allow them to perish. They are poisoning our spirit with their life-negating beliefs. I am not sure why he is referring to them as the yellow or black ones, but he says that he is going to show them to us in other colors, to expose them for what they really are.
There are the terrible ones who carry about in themselves the beast of prey, and have no choice except lusts or self-laceration, and even their lusts are self-laceration. They have not yet become men, those terrible ones. May they preach desistance from life, and pass away themselves. There are the spiritually consumptive ones. Hardly are they born when they begin to die, and long for doctrines of lassitude and renunciation. They would fain be dead, and we should approve of their wish. Let us beware of awakening those dead ones, and of damaging those living coffins.
The problem with these people, says Zarathustra, is that they did not learn to sublimate their base urges. Thus, these urges eat at them, and cause them suffering. But instead of sublimating the urges and turning them into life-affirming forces, they choose doctrines of abstinence and self-denial to suppress these urges. This only increases their suffering, and they want to escape life. In Backwoodsman, Zarathustra talked about the same people, but there he focused more on the imaginary worlds that they create, the worlds that are beyond our world. Even though they are going the wrong way, he showed some sympathy for them, because at least they create beyond themselves, something that he advocates. In this discourse, he is focusing more on the psychological side, the thing that drives them to want to escape this world. This actually encompasses not only the backwoodsmen, but also those who wish to escape life through means like nirvana, or even just suicide. This he has no respect for, and so his scorn grows. Once again, he says that we should just allow these people to perish.
They meet an invalid or an old man or a corpse, and immediately they say, life is refuted. But they only are refuted, and their eye, which seeth only one aspect of existence. Shrouded in thick melancholy and eager for the little casualties that bring death, thus do they wait, and clench their teeth.
Zarathustra now begins to describe the traits of these preachers of death. First of all, they are people who are capable of seeing only the mortal side of human existence, as it affirms their beliefs. They ignore all the vital aspects of this existence, the aspects that refute their worldview.
Or else they grasp at sweetmeats and mock at their childishness thereby. They cling to their straw of life, and mock at their still clinging to it. Their wisdom speaketh thus, a fool, he who remaineth alive. But so far are we fools, and that is the foolishest thing in life.
Since the life forces do surge in their body, they can't help but indulge in the pleasures of life. But they pretend that they are above it by mocking themselves for doing so.
Life is only suffering, so say others, and lie not. Then see to it that ye cease. See to it that the life ceaseth, which is only suffering. And let this be the teaching of your virtue. Thou shalt slay thyself. Thou shalt steal away from thyself.
The preachers of death claim that the nature of human existence is suffering, but actually, it is only the nature of their existence, the result of their failure to live correctly. Zarathustra, once again encourages them to take their claim to its logical conclusion and leave this world which they are poisoning with their presence.
Lust is sin, so say some who preach death. Let us go apart and beget no children. Giving birth is troublesome, say others. Why still give birth? One beareth only the unfortunate, and they also are preachers of death.
Two of the greatest life-affirming forces are of course the sex drive and desire to have children. These are the two impulses that create even more life. Because of that, they are particularly despised by the preachers of death. This might be aimed at Arthur Schopenhauer, the German philosopher who was Nietzsche's hero when he started philosophizing, but then he turned against him, mainly because of his life-negating stance.
Pity is necessary, so saith a third party. Take what I have, take what I am, so much less doth life bind me. Were they consistently pitiful, then would they make their neighbours sick of life. To be wicked, that would be their true goodness. But they want to be rid of life. What care they if they bind others still faster with their chains and gifts?
Schopenhauer's philosophy, which was enormously influential in the second half of the 19th century, also espoused pity and compassion. Schopenhauer believed that all of our selfish drives, especially the will to live and the will to be an individual, are causing us suffering. Through compassion to others, we transcend our individuality, and are then relieved of our misery. Zarathustra here alludes to this type of ethics, and points out the flaws in its logic. When you pity others, you are basically affirming their existence, affirming their will to live and their individuality. But, according to your philosophy, these are the very things that cause them suffering. So if you were sincere in your pity of them, you should actually try to destroy them. So, basically, your pity is just selfishness, as you are acting to help only yourself achieve the non-suffering state. This life-negating philosophy, then, is just a bundle of self-contradictions.
And ye also, to whom life is rough labour and disquiet, are ye not very tired of life? Are ye not very ripe for the sermon of death? All ye to whom rough labour is dear, and the rapid, new, and strange, ye put up with yourselves badly. Your diligence is flight, and the will to self-forgetfulness. If ye believed more in life, then would ye devote yourselves less to the momentary. But for waiting ye have not enough of capacity in you, nor even for idling.
Here Zarathustra speaks of those who are closer to him in spirit, those who do affirm life. But the problem is that they are dedicated to the joys of the moment, without trying to impose a more superior structure on their existence, something that will take them higher. Eventually, he says, they become tired of this hedonistic life, and wish for death as well.
Everywhere resoundeth the voices of those who preach death, and the earth is full of those to whom death hath to be preached. Or life eternal. It is all the same to me, if only they pass away quickly. Thus spake Zarathustra.
Zarathustra ends this discourse by once again saying that the preachers of death should be encouraged to leave this earth to those who want to live in it. He also asserts that what lies after death, eternal nothingness or eternal life in the afterworld, is one and the same to him. The only existence that we should care about is our life on earth.